pleasant morning to you out there. Thank you so much for joining us on another edition of the program, Today's Life. We're so happy that you could join us on today's edition. And we're going to be talking about relationship. It is that time of the week where we digest every topic coming from relationship. But today we're focusing on a Nigerian pidgin term that is often referred to as see finish. And I'm sure you could and you can relate to that word. But before then, let's give a big congratulations to our leaders who emerged yesterday after the election at the 71 GCC meeting. And a big congratulations to the president-elect, Reverend Dr. Job Bagat, and another congratulations to the AGS, talking about Assistant Secretary General, Reverend Dr. Sunday Kongo, and Elder Haruna Danjuma was returned as the Treasurer of EQUA. And we also had Reverend Professor Musa Gaya as trustee. And we want to just say a big congratulations to all of them. And our earnest prayer here at EQUA Television to them all is that God will give them the grace for the race. And so, because God did this and we trust Him to hold their hands to as they pilot the affairs of EQUA. My name is Joyce Jakada. We're live on Facebook and YouTube at EQUA Television International. You can do well to join this conversation. We're talking relationship. See, finish. Sambo Solomon Sabi is here. Prudence Burger. Good morning.
Good morning, Joy.
I'm happy to always have you here because there's nothing like see finish. Like we are not used to anything see finish here. So but let's talk about relationship where you have the man and the woman, or where you have the guy and the babe, or where you have the boys and girls should not be yeah, a boy and a girl. Close your ears. You should not have any business doing engaging in any love relationship.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So let's talk about see finish. I said earlier on, is a term that you can find in Nigerian pidgin English. For somebody, I want see finish. Okay, you find that in Nigerian pidgin English, and usually it can be referred to as being overly familiar with someone. You're in a relationship with someone, and what don't I know about you? Somebody I've stayed with for 10 years, somebody I've been dating for 1 year, 2 years, and then even when the person say, I want to see you, say, okay, I'll come later, and then you don't show up again. And tomorrow, okay, I'll come tomorrow, you will not come again, see finish. Or you say, I would like us to talk. I say, okay, I'll call you back. Let me just finish this, and you don't call back. And person is asking, oh, my friend showed up, and we were having some conversation. See, finish to your partner, disregarding the feeling of that person. So you've been overly familiar with someone, and it can also be referred to as disregard or disrespect. A lot of people see it as disrespect and even disregard, and that is what it is. If you're asking for the word in the English term, disregard, disrespect. So in relationship, do we have see finish? Do married people experience see finish?
Yes, a lot. A lot.
Please, I want to know more.
And sometimes is they are the ones that display that a lot, because the simple reason is that your husband and wife, the two shall become one. So what's there? You bath together. You understand? So that's just the peak of it.
Sorry to cut you. I remember when someone was preaching and he was attacking the women, saying that you people go to the church, you kneel to your reverends and your pastors, you do this to them to serve them and all, but when you come home, you tell your husband food is in the kitchen, go and serve yourself, or you like all of those sign of respect you give to your leaders outside, or even your boss. When it comes back to the house, your husband is saying, can I have this? And you're like, don't go and pick it. Be waiting for me.
Well, for that one, I would just see it as just being hypocritical, like about life generally. Any hypocrite, that's how he will behave, whether man or woman. Yes, because if you see people behaving that way, they don't mean that thing. So even in relationship,
Okay, so when they are kneeling for their boss or for their pastors, they are just being hypocritical and they are not doing it at home.
Yes. Ideally, you're supposed to see it emanating from the family values. Then to your new home, whether.
But you know something about see finish is that it's not as if the person was not doing it to his or her partner, but eventually as time goes on, the person decides to like.
Okay, I'm seeing it in two phases, because from the angle which I'm coming, even in relationship, you'll find out there are people that don't even mean the relationship. They are just there to deceive. So for that, it's easier for the person to disrespect you if we are saying see finish is disrespect. Do you understand? So in the beginning, it's not that the person has key into the relationship, like he really wants the relationship, but he's just there. He's just being deceitful about the relationship. So that relationship can lead to marriage, and you can still see that continuing, because even in the first place, the person doesn't even mean it. But very few, and you can count how many that at the long run, maybe into the relationship or into the marriage, then now the person change by the virtue of the other person influence, right? But like we always say when we're discussing relationship, can you say you disregard all those red flags simply because you feel you come and change the person, whether male or female, and we draw people's attention to it, which you are not even sure. That's why I said to some, you can find out at the end the person will change. But what if the person doesn't change? And you see, we take the issue of the spiritual leaders and the rest, and then you see people behaving. You will see, okay, let's talk about the male gender now. You will see somebody what he's not doing in his house, what he's not providing. You will see him coming, before people at the pulpit, donating, taking care of widows, helping other families, that they tag as the families are struggling, doing that. But in his house, his children are not doing well. His wife is not doing well. Turn it around. She's busy giving people, other people's husband respect out there, kneeling down, respecting the pastor and the rest, which is not bad. But in the real sense, the respect that she's supposed to give her husband, is not working. But coming to the issue of relationship, marriage, at home, you can find out that, okay, like you said, in the beginning, I do certain things. Likewise, the woman. So we are used to. But along the line, as we move on in the marriage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, 15, then you begin to see some things like, do they really matter? You eat together, and then you be like, just eat. Don't worry about me. I will join you guys later. But before, you find out that the woman will wait for you, even if you are coming back 10 o'clock. She will wait for you. But gradually, you will start seeing those things depreciating. For some, there are genuine reasons. But some, you just feel, after all. But there are still some that you find out, they started well, and those things that you are thinking at the long run that maybe it will depreciate, you will see them holding tight to those values because they believe those are things that is holding them. And you see them, you cherish that home. You feel like, oh wow, you wish. There are people that are still keeping it, but some, they just feel it doesn't really matter. Reasons is because either what is happening with her friends or his friends, or what is happening in the society, or what is happening in the social media, what people are saying concerning certain things. Because what you hold as something that is holding to a relationship, somebody is seeing you as a foolish person. So you mean you do this to your man? Like seriously, such people exist? But you do that and you get happiness, you get his attention. But somebody out there is feeling once you do that, the man will look down on you. So these are some of the things that are happening. We borrow things that the world is giving, and then we bring it up. At the end of the day, you distort the plan, the original thing that you have that is keeping the family, making you happy, and then reflecting that image of God. We begin to throw them away. And it's a strategy of the
I
enemy.
really don't want to give excuse to those people that are engaged in that attitude. But before then, of course, Prudence has something to say.
Sure.
Yeah.
She was eating.
I mean,
No, she's not eating. She was
seriously.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
Okay, you did not say it. He was the one saying me, so
You're waiting for it to put full stop.
yes. Okay, so what I wanted to say is, I think the issue of see finish is this: the person no longer sees your worth. It's like, okay, so I see this person every day, so anything that is awesome or great about this person just goes downhill.
Becomes normal.
It's like a regular thing.
Regular. Yeah.
For instance, this person decides to start up something. I've heard stories of how a husband probably at the beginning of the marriage would wash plates, do all these things, do all that thing, and then the children immediately they come. The husband decides to not do anything again, but then the woman is still expecting that he will go to the kitchen and wash the plates because he started it in the first place. And if he doesn't do it, she's like, "It's not your work. Can you not go and continue doing
See
what you have
finish.
started?" See finish. So things like these happen.
Or when he just walks into the house, you did not cook.
Hmm.
See, finish.
See
Finish.
she see finish.
Nobody should told me. Oh.
So it's like over time you're too familiar with this person. Oh, I know this person too well. It doesn't even matter if this person is doing something great. Like if the person goes out and she does something great and people are applauding her or him, the person's like, okay, thank you, well done. It's not like they're
That
actually
reaction.
applauding you. It's just okay. Wow. So this is what people are seeing and thinking this person is great. You've already, the person now looks very small to you. The person's worth is just really, okay, this is a regular thing. Everything just becomes very regular. And it really just destroys relationships without people knowing that they're doing it. Because you think that this person is not even offended by what you're doing, and it is probably offensive to that person. So you're not, even when the person is like, I really didn't like what you did or what you're doing, like, you get over it now. It's not normal. It's a normal thing. So over time you keep doing this and this person is really irritated by it, and your relationship just goes downhill. And tomorrow you're complaining, he used to do this, he used to do that, she used to do this, she used to do that. What is happening? But it's because she was pained or he is pained and the person is reacting. And you're not even seeing that this person is reacting because of see finish. So you know how people keep saying that even if you're married, you need to continue courting your spouse. You need to continue dating, studying your spouse. It's all because they want to eliminate that see finish term. Because over time, in fact, I'm going to use this. The way we relate with God these days is like, it's the same way. Okay, I know this God now. If I sin today and I ask him for forgiveness, you just forgive me, then we'll continue the relationship. So what's the point
I
of
know one
even
that he
staying
says,
pure?
should we continue to sin because grace
Grace,
abounds?
yeah.
Should you continue your see finish?
because
You'll be forgiven.
So
he tolerates.
Do you know the truth is that nobody wants to be disrespected. Nobody, even a child, will not like to be disregarded. Like you engaging in see finish, it's like you taking away the worth of someone. The person you're in relationship with, be it married or courting, you're taking the worth of that person. You're disregarding the you are disrespecting the person. For God's sake, we're all human, and even without the relationship, you should respect another person. Just think about your husband making every effort just to make you happy, and then you just like, so you went to buy this wrapper for me, rubber self, and maybe he had to save, or he brings the wrapper and you're like, they just cheated. How much is it? Or your wife, like you gave her just 1,000 naira and she went the extra mile just to ensure that she had something and make like something sumptuous, just so that you can be happy, and you come and say, so with everything, like this is just what you make out of it, and you're like, but you can go outside and see something less and appreciate it. Your wife would dress up, or the person you're in relationship with, and you're like, oh, okay. And then she's stepping at another person. Oh, you look beautiful. You are not regarding her, but you are regarding another person outside. So it's familiarity. When you started a relationship, that was not how it was. And it's common with young people. A girl is just on her own. You went into her life, and I like you, I appreciate you, I want to be part of you, I want to be part of my life. You ask her how she's saying no, you continue pressuring her until she accepted. You call her morning, afternoon, night. In between the morning, afternoon, and night, you're calling. I just call to check on you, send me your picture, this, you're doing video call, you're doing all of that. She's still saying no. You're sending gifts, you're doing everything within your reach just to show that, oh, this is the person that you are. She did not ask you are sending money, collecting account number from her friends, going to salons and paying bills for her hair, taking her to places just because you want her to see you as, and like this is who you are. Eventually you convince her to say yes, and she started a relationship with you. Next thing, she's calling, you're not picking. Oh, sorry, I was busy in the office. That time that you were busy calling, morning, afternoon, and in between, you didn't know that you had work. That's it, finished, because you got familiar with the person. So they call you, you look at the call, I'll call you later.
Maybe that time he's observing his annual leave.
Oh, annual leave, wow. Mushy feeling want to finish you. You will not allow people's daughter to rest. You are all over her, and now she's into the relationship, and you're like, I'll call her later. Your friends are saying, your phone is ringing. Leave now my babe, I go call her later.
She will not
that's
mind.
it, finish. Your wife will call you, and you're like, I know she want to ask for this. You will not pick. And maybe it's a very pressing matter, like at home. You go to church, maybe events, and they're telling you how that you should just be in the office and send random text messages to your wives, and you're like, wedding of how many years, I should start texting. Even if you text, your wife will be surprised. Go ahead and say trauma babe name. You have to send to a girlfriend. Because of how finish has entered your relationship. Do you know there are certain things you even tell your wife and she'll be surprised? Guy, are you sure you are not trying to cover up something?
Yes.
There are men that will tell their wife, today I love you, and she's like, okay, compare me, which one? Which one is I love you? And there are some couple you see there are couple you see them in public, and maybe the man just hold his finish. Before people are holding hands, are hugging and doing all of now.
But interestingly, there's a couple I know. I think that marriage should be over 15 years, but I still see them holding hands to church, and it's really just interesting. I find it really interesting. So for these kind of people, it's really because it's deliberate effort you're putting into not looking at this person with. It's a normal thing. Anyhow, whether I tell her or I don't tell her, she knows that I love her. Even if I tell him or I don't tell him.
That's the finish. Is whether you tell the person or you don't tell the person knows. We know that love is an action word.
That's what.
So we know that, but you should be seeing. The other day we were talking about integrity. That let your words and your action match. Which one is your action will tell you. You don't have to say it. No, whether I love her or I don't love her, you have to reaffirm it. And that is why the talk about, even if you're married, date yourself, be friends, so that you don't get too familiar to the point of saying that she knows now. It's out of the familiarity, thinking that I'm above this, I'm above that, I'm superior to this person, I can disregard this person and just get away with it. See, some people like outgrow certain things. It's not as if they don't love you, but there are people that start a relationship like well, and eventually the lady is like, I'm not interested, I don't want to continue this. And you start saying that from the beginning she didn't like you or she didn't love you. That's not true. You allow certain things to come in between both of you, and because of familiarity, for example, you say, oh, I don't have to say it, she knows, but you are telling other people, calling other people. You can't tell your wife, sweetheart, You are calling other people sweetheart, darling, my love, baby, and all of that. And you're not saying that to her. Somebody you're in a committed relationship with. Nobody is saying, oh, you have to be saying the word. It's not a noun. It's a verb. Let it match with your action as well. If somebody is trying to just be deceitful, you can know. Because when you say it, his action is saying the contrary. All is part of the C finish. But we're trying to say that when you are in relationship with somebody, you should learn to respect the person. You should always regard the person, no matter how you have seen the worst of that person. Especially in marriage, it is because you have stayed, you have seen all the person's weaknesses, you have seen all the errors, and you're like, who is this man to talk to me? Or who is this woman? Would you not shut up? Like I do everything for you and your family. That's C finish. That's you disregarding her. That's you being disrespectful. Some of these women, it's not like they don't have anything to hold on to, but you get married to them and say, I don't want you to do this. And then later they're requesting, you shut them up and say, I do everything for you. That's disregard. If there is an understanding between you and your wife that, oh, I would like you to just stay back while I work so that you can take care of the children, there should be some level of respect. Even if you provide everything, because that's even your responsibility, there should be some level of respect. Don't give somebody food and insult him because you're giving him or her food. You find that even in relationship, people tell you that, see this girl, somebody that I paid her school fees. I saw a guy that was slapping his babe. And the reason was because he took her out. And while they were there, he was trying to get something while she waited for him by the car. And somebody came and was talking to her. It was another man. So he saw her, he liked her, and perhaps he just started engaging her in conversation. And when he came, he just slapped the girl. People came and what happened? He said, imagine this girl. Like he picked her from nowhere. He has been paying her school fees, taking care of her, doing things for her family. And then he came here with her just for him to get, and she's talking with another man. The girl just placed her hand on her cheek, and she was just looking in surprise. She didn't even, like, the man just there talking to her, and he just came out because that's C finish. And that's why some people will say, see, I don't beg for what I can afford, not even what I can afford. There are people that will tell you, see, there are certain gifts that you should grow to a level of rejecting them. Because some people will do things to you, and I'm even talking about people not even in a relationship. But you find that even in relationship, that because you do certain things for your partner, you expect them to become slave. You already take that position of superiority. It is whatever you say that is final. You don't even want to hear the person's point of view or anything. It is all part of C finish, being overly familiar.
Exactly. And while you were still talking, something just came up to me. So we are in a relational community. Africans, if you marry the girl, you have married her family. If you marry the man, you have married his family. Agreed. No disputes there. But then you get to a point where the siblings, you help out with siblings, or maybe she does something for your siblings, or you do something for her siblings. And over time, this becomes a form of entitlement. It's like she wouldn't even stop her siblings sometimes when they come and say things like, Sis Kigama, sis, tell your husband to give us. Sis, tell your husband to do this for us. And you know that this is overwhelming for your husband. You are aware. But because this is your family they're talking about, he has to do it. I'm entitled to that. He has to take care of it. No, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. That too is C finish on its own. There are certain things that for you need to ease for your partner in a relationship. You are married to someone does not mean that he should be burnt out and you should be glowing. No. It's a symbiotic relationship. You have to take that balance. You can't drain the other one while you're looking glowy and all that. So really, we need to put caution into what we think we're entitled to have in relationships. There are things that we can't do, days that we can do them and do it. The ones that we cannot do, or the person, your partner cannot do at that point in time, you understand. That's one thing with C finish. You already pictured that this person will do it regardless. But then again, he's going way, or she's going way over the top for you. But you're not doing the same. You're not giving the same.
Every sense of entitlement is C finish.
Yeah.
You see, the problem is that, there's a thin line in between. And if you are not careful, that's when you cross and you will not even know. And that's why it's very important, good communication. It's very important in the relationship. And then you see this openness, open heart that you come with it in a relationship. Sometimes it affects some people because you are open, and then you think for the other partner. You see, mostly what normally bring all this issue of see finish is because we are self-centered. We don't think for the other party. We are being selfish. Whatever we are doing, we are just considering ourselves. So that brings see finish. Because if there's anything that I know I will not be happy with, or I know if someone
does it to you,
to me, I will feel bad. Then whenever I'm thinking of doing it, then I will remember, if someone do this to me, this is the way I will feel. So the next thing you will just think and say, no. For the fact that I love this person, I'm in relationship with this person, I will not do this, because if I do this, this is how the person will feel. Because at the end of the day, you'll find out that the person is angry, you're angry. Because there's this what do you call it? The effect of the person reacting to what you do would also come back and affect you. So if you know that, and like I always say, I said, if the world will think for one another, the world will be a sweet place to be. Because I will just feel, okay, if I do this to Joyce, she will not be happy. The same way I'm thinking, she's thinking for me. So you will see that even before you think of acting it, you avoid it. So sometimes you are just in a relationship with our selfish and biased mind, and then everything you are thinking towards you, me, and then gradually, before you know it, it becomes a character that you will just dwell in it. That anything you do, you will not see anything wrong about it. Then that self-entitlement comes in, and you begin to feel, after all, where did I pick her? Or how did I meet him? He wasn't like this. I polish him. I polish her. I've been doing this. So what right does she have, to say this or do this to me? And you begin to feel, and then not knowing that why you do this person's emotion is being affected.
Exactly.
And then before you know it, the person is not giving out his best. That will even make the relationship like sweeter. That will make people to even envy the relationship. So we just have to think for one another, and then carry one another along, and then engage in a very good communication.
Sample
in
Solomon,
such a way, yes.
We live in a world where almost everything is being weaponized. Like even relationship. Like people get into relationship or marriage not because they think, okay, this is a beautiful union that God created for this and that. But just when the person feels, I'm tired of cooking, I need a cook in my life. I'm tired of washing my clothes, I need somebody that can be washing my clothes. I'm tired of I need somebody that can. You even hear people telling guys, see how you're just suffering, you are busy taking Gary. If you are married, like this wouldn't have happened to you.
She will hustle for what
she
you
will
will
do
eat.
it. And then you see somebody saying, see, if you even marry this girl now, you will not be spending, or you'll not be paying all of these bills, because she's already working, she's already doing this. Like you split bills. This house rent that you're paying, if you were married, you will split it. Do you understand? So people weaponize relationship. They do that to also marriage. There are men that look out for ladies that already, like, they are already made. It is gone are the days that they say, okay, this one is following this guy because he has money. Guys too are looking for ladies that are already made.
Yes.
So some people have like weaponized relationship, and that is why you find see finish almost everywhere. You see people dating, and you're thinking on behalf of the partner, like, is that the best man that you can be with? Or you are thinking on behalf of the lady, like, do you have to go through this? Or you are thinking on behalf of the man, like, your account, you're in trouble. This girl thinks, she thinks about nothing outside fashion. So, like, you start thinking on behalf of the man. She's not accepting you because she loves you, but she thinks that you have a stream of income that can sustain her lifestyle. And then she starts feeling angry when you don't do certain things to her.
Lifestyle that you are not there when she created
yes,
it.
I sent you. I'm currently making my hair, and they said this. You will not send the money. They even shout at you. Then why did you come into my life if you know you cannot sustain this? If it is like that, then it's better I look for somebody else. I start feeling blackmail or emotionally blackmail, and you decide to do certain things because the relationship you are into.
And just I notice most people that are victim of see finish, there are people that are determined to do the right thing. Because if you are kind, if you are respectful, if you are tolerant, if you are considerate, that's when people take
advantage
and take you for granted. So at some point you begin to feel this Christianity self. Do you think I should exercise it now? Some people will even tell you that, Kai, see, this kind of your Christianity, it doesn't exist in this kind of generation. They will tell you, you think you are keeping yourself because your belief, doesn't tolerate certain things. And then somebody is looking at you like you are a Jew guy. That's how they will put it. Like, Kai Jew Nifa. You are one foolish guy. They will tell you, does this exist? Don't you know? Is when you are doing this, that is when the lady will take advantage of you. And they will tell you that, you see, it's because you are too gentle, you are too kind, you are too nice, you are being considerate, and that's why she's behaving
in fact, see an ideology that I saw on social media that people were like promoting recently, that unless you stop picking his call, not responding to his messages, always being unavailable, being the hard and stubborn lady, then he will not respect and regard you. So you see where you're talking about, if you're being kind, how that people will just use you and all of that. People were sharing the meme and all of. So as a young lady, the advice is that if you're in a relationship with a guy, just be the hard girl, be the stubborn girl. Don't always be available to him when he calls, miss the call. When he send, don't reply immediately and all of that. Like, that's the best way. If you decide to be the good girl and show that, I have some level of morality in you, then the see finish will enter your head. That's when he will disregard you, he will disrespect you. If it is not see finish, why would you leave your house and drop 500 naira for your wife with 3 children and go outside and spend 10,000 for your friends on beer or on like buying plate of fish for everybody? It is see finish. Like, take this, just manage anything that people can eat, just do it. Manage. Are you not a woman? And you go outside, that's see finish. Like, you disregard, you disrespected, you feel you are entitled to do whatever you wish to do. That's see finish. You go back home and they are telling you, we're able to just make this, so can they serve you? Say, no, just give me water, because you want to push the fish that you ate. you get, and then you make them feel as if you were actually concerned over them. You give them 500 at home, you go and eat the plate of food 1.5 in the morning. In the afternoon, you're eating the one of 2.5. That's disregard.
You know what another thing is? If it is not see finish, you're going okay, let's say your journey your work takes you on different to different places. You go on journeys and you see something that would really look good on your wife. You dress, a jewelry, whatever it is, you just look at it. No, my wife will look good on this, but you decide not to buy it because no, she'll go to the market herself, she'll see it. Definitely she'll see something like that and buy. You will
and
not,
it's not like you don't have the fund.
You have it, but because she would go to the market herself, you will not even get it and come and give her. Same thing as a woman. You go out and you see, if I buy this thing now for him, how would he enjoy it? No. Let's wait for Valentine's Day so that you buy him boxers and singlets.
Like it's the official
gift to give. See finish. These are small and tiny things that people do, and you don't even know. Sometimes you don't even know that it's see finish. See finish has entered your relationship.
Let me add another one. If it is not see finish, you eat food, your wife is still at work, you will drop the plate and wait for her to come back and come and pick it because she's your wife and you are the man. Or if it is not see finish, you, your own money as the woman, you will save it, and you wait for your husband. Like you hide your own or use it for your own personal, and you wait for he has to pay the school fees, he has to like everything.
He brought me to the house.
Yes,
so
it's none of my business.
none
It
of my
is his
business.
children. He has to take care of everything. I cannot
Mm.
come and use my money, and they tell you it's even foolishness. If you like, don't save. Be using your money. He will spend his own outside. If you spend your own in the house, that's see finish. See, we should learn to respect one another, whether as
Very
married
important.
or unmarried.
Very important.
You cannot just get into somebody's life and just toil with his or her emotion. This domestic violence we talk about, be it physical, emotional, or psychological, it is out of see finish. If not, why would you just spit out some words that you know is going to hurt somebody and then you don't care? It is see finish.
Don't think for one another. That's
because
the reason.
and then why would you just hold another human being and decide to beat the person up and you don't care because you paid bride price on that person? It is see finish, and yet you go outside and respect other people there. And that's why I say it is not about hypocrisy. It's a bad attitude that some, like most people, have decided to like put on as a garment. No matter what you do, they will not respect their own. But when they go outside, this plate that you eat and leave it for his wife to carry, when he goes to another babe's house, he will wash it. You say, sit down, don't worry, I'll wash the plate. He will do it. That market that your wife will say, when you're coming back, help me and get tomato. You say, how can I go and be buying tomato? Another girl will call you and say, could you please help me go to and do this? They say, don't worry. You will go and do
Take
the
it care of.
extra. Go to the house, clean up, do everything for the lady. But at home, you do nothing. That's all see finish. But people need to stop this because it affects relationship.
Yeah, sure.
Whether we like it or not, it affects. Today, we are talking about couples that are just staying together. Like, people outside think they are married, or they are just, okay, we cannot divorce. God hates divorce.
They are
But
co-tenant.
they are just co-tenants. They stay together. There's no relationship. Absolutely no relationship. Sometimes people think they can do all of these things and have their way. But your relation, especially the unmarried, there's a peak. You're thinking this girl is a good girl, and you just take advantage of, don't worry, I can go and chill and do this. Just delete my message. Nothing will happen. Now, good girl. See, you will lose that girl, and you end up with the one that will pepper you and serve you breakfast. So which would you rather prefer? Because the Bible says whatever you sow, you will reap. You can't just do things and just get away with it like that. You can't disregard people's emotion and just think you get away with that.
You see, the Bible have talked about the issue of see finish. You know, when it says the prophet has no honor in his own house, it's because there's a way they are seeing the prophet.
But did you read the part that say when you are rejected, you dust your feet and leave? So that is what will happen. A lot of people miss out on good partners. I mean, and they have ended up with people that today they are just biting their tongue. They can't even say it that I'm suffering within.
Now what is happening is after relationship, after broken relationship, everybody, going his way, whether the reason is genuine or by scam. The next thing you hear after 2-3 months is like, I was forced to eat. It's from my relation. They say I must marry from my tribal this. That was the condition. I miss you. You are my this. You are my this. He's now looking for a way to come back to that lady, which he broke her heart and say all manner of things. Now he is placing her above the woman that is inside the house. And the thing is that these men do that, like thinking they will eat their cake and have it.
But what is
But that's not even the issue. But you will see even the ladies now agreeing to that trap. That's just the painful part. And you will see the person accepting and just feeling like, yes, the man is saying the real thing. There was this gist of a lady, a week to the marriage. She didn't know. And she traveled to the state. He invited her, lodged her. Wednesday, that's Thursday, Friday. Saturday is the wedding. She left on Thursday, but on that Wednesday, she was there since Tuesday. That Wednesday, she was hearing him saying, no, the pastors, if they come, there is a place that they will keep them. So she was wondering what. Until she left that Thursday. On Friday, one of the friend now call her. Are you going for the wedding? She said, what wedding? He said, your man is getting married tomorrow now. She just came back on Thursday. You understand? So after the marriage, then he's now coming to her to tell her this is the reason. And
it is you I love.
She is even giving it a second thought until one of her friends that is dogged, that she was there and then she picked the call and she insulted him, even though it's not good to insult. But she just addressed the issue. Let me put it that way.
She addressed
the issue, you know. But later, he was even asking the lady that, did you tell that your stubborn friend? Because the way she addressed him, she said, yes, she did. He said, wow, that's the reason why she addressed him the way she addressed. He said, she now told him that what she told you was the truth. So from today, don't call me.
Okay, let's read these comments on Facebook. We have Bulus Ilya, and he's saying, good morning, Ekwa. Good morning, everyone. Nice meeting everyone here. And Elijah Audu is saying, we thank God for another day to witness new segments of the program. Kudos to the presenters for the discussion. Keep it up. Keep the discussion. Is adding value to the viewers. Clement is saying he's watching. Lucy John Kaga is saying, nice one, I have learned. Bature John is saying, keep on the good work, watching from Abuja. And then Salome Ari is saying, I'm watching from Lafia. We cannot take all the comments, but we really appreciate everyone that's commented. But just by way of wrapping up, I would just like us to just talk about how, in just few minutes, what people need to do, how people should get it right in their relationship, and how that they should avoid this syndrome, these terms, this see finish, because it's becoming a new normal. How people can just disrespect, they get into relationship, marriage, and then you disrespect your partner. Whether we like it or not, it has a way of affecting relationship. So what should people do?
Well, okay.
All right, I was going to say that earlier on. Solomon mentioned a little bit of it. One thing is we need to think for each other, and when we're saying think for each other, it's being considerate of each other. As a girl going into a relationship with a married man, you should already be considerate for the wife at home that they are leaving. Even if it doesn't,
so accepting the married man is see finished to the wife.
Yes, it's see finished to the wife by extension. So these are certain things that you need to put into mind. If you would hate it when someone does something to you, then don't do it to somebody else in the first place. If you will hate it if your husband brings all his relatives to the house, then don't bring all your own relatives to the house. If you would hate it if all your wife thinks about is her family and not yours, then don't think about your family only and think about hers as well. So these are things that you need to put into consideration. This is how you should think. Okay, if I do this, if I behave this way, my spouse will not really, or my partner will not like it. So, and I would not like it if he does the same thing or if she does the same thing. So you be considerate. You need to be considerate and continuously study your partner. One thing about change is that it is consistent. So any little thing can cause change. Someone's ideology changes over time because of what he or she exposes himself to. So what this person enjoys now, 10 years down the road, 2 years in fact down the road, this person would probably have a different idea. So study that person. Studying is not easy because human beings, obviously, we hide a lot of things. So you have to be very observant about your partner. You can't just have a partner and just leave things anyhow and just expect that everything will just fall in place. No, you have to be conscious and deliberate to observe your partner and see what is it that if I do or if she does easily triggers this person. You have to be conscious about those things.
Very true.
Yeah. You can take it outside the Bible. You know, our compass is the Bible. It gives us the way and direction we should go about. And then he mentioned it in Corinthians what love is all about. If there is true love, definitely I believe some of these things that will be balanced. If you can check what love is all about. Love is kind, love is patient, love is you can name them. So let's just take that. Once we embrace that, it will curtail all of those excesses. And then you see the issue of because you are just nice and because you are kind. I don't like using the word nice. You know, people take you for granted. So please don't take anybody for granted for just being good.
Exactly.
Don't take anybody.
That's
for
a powerful one there. Nobody deserves to be maltreated. Nobody deserves to be disregarded. Nobody deserves to be disrespected. We're all created in the image of God. And if you decide to go into a relationship with anyone, ensure that you love the person, you care for the person, you watch out for the person. Like, you don't go into relationship with people just to hurt their feelings. Whatever your partner has expressed as a pain to him or her, learn to work on that thing. Don't overly get familiar with people that you disrespect them. Don't stand in that position of feeling, oh, I'm superior to this person, so whatever I say is final, disregarding how the other person feels. So like I said, we are created in the image of God. What will Jesus do if he is in your shoe? And if Jesus treated you the way you're treating your partner, would you be happy? Or if your partner decide to treat you the way you are treating him or her, would you be happy about it? Of course, no. So let's learn to do things the right way. Let's learn to care for one another, watch out for one another, and where our partner points out our errors, let's learn in love, correct in love, and we too take the correction also in love. Don't feel you're above any correction and decide to hit back on your partner. So love, God, Jesus Christ has set the example for love. So that is the example that we should follow. Let's love genuinely. Let's follow that footstep, and of course we'll have a beautiful relationship. We expect that the world should see love, the true meaning of love, from us and learn from us as well. So let's follow the example that Jesus Christ has set for us. Thank you so much for doing this with us. Thank you, Sambo Solomon. Thank you, Prudence Bruga. And to our crew members, thank you, Morgak. Thank you, Martha Isa. Thank you, Yila, Margaret, Linda. Thank you so much, Mr. Victor Bende, Jeff Ta. Thank you, Moses. Thank you, Desmond. We really appreciate you for doing this with us. And for Equa Executive, thank you for giving us this platform. Supporters of Equa Television International, we're really grateful. And to all of you that join us on Facebook and YouTube, we're grateful. Let's do this again tomorrow, same time. You stay blessed. Bye-bye.